Meat City, baby.
Okay, just finished up all my single player achievements. Time to head into the multiplayer and wrap up these last couple of achievements from multiplayer games. What we need to do is load up the server, find a game, hello? Anyone? Son of a... Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of the 1000 Gamerscore Report, and today we're covering the achievements in Tropico 5. There are 50 achievements available for the base game to get your 1000 gamer score. There's also a DLC package which adds another 500 gamer score. The story mode for this game, it just requires one playthrough to get the achievements, and there's two subsets I'm calling the story mode. There's a tutorial, which is 3 or 4 linked mini missions, and it's a tutorial. They walk you through the basic mechanics of the game, although I will say beware, the last part of the tutorial does have a failure condition. If you're not on your toes, you can fail the mission, you won't get the achievement, and then you'll have to replay the entire tutorial from the start unless you've saved your game at opportune moments throughout the tutorial. So keep your head on a swivel for that one. They certainly don't ease you into this game too easily. They don't keep the kid gloves on. Then there's a series of story missions. It's maybe 13 or 15 missions that you have to step through, and some of those will have achievements for completing them once you reach certain milestones within the missions. Some of the missions can be pretty hard, but there's kind of an interesting mechanic. They take place on a number of islands. I think throughout the entire campaign there's maybe 4 different islands that you use in various missions, right? In mission 1 you use island A, in mission 2 you'll use island B, and then in mission 3 you may be able to pick either island A or island B. And this provides some unique gameplay opportunities. The mission may say, have X number of citizens to complete the mission. Well, if you reach that goal, the mission will end. But if you hold off on reaching that goal, if you get close to it, that you're set up that you could reach it at will, you can then keep building up your nation, keep building up your island, and have it be really robust. And then when you go to pick your island later in mission 3, for example, it will be at that built up state. You use the island as it ended in the previous mission that you used it. So the last mission in the game is really tough. You're constantly under siege, and you've got 15 objectives, and you're being invaded all the time trying to fend it off and all this. But if you know what those objectives are, 2 missions earlier when you're playing on the same map, you can complete all those objectives, and then basically you just have a couple of very minor tasks you can accomplish very quickly at the end of the game to complete that last mission. So kind of an interesting mechanic, and you can certainly use it to your advantage if you know what's coming. In terms of the collectibles, there are no collectibles in this game, so that's nice. Would be kind of tough to do in a game like this, but thankfully they didn't go to the trouble. We'll step into the hardest achievement in the game, and I'm picking Hope for this one. It's 40 gamer score, and it is to complete that last mission of the game. I think if you go into the mission, you've done the bare minimum the previous time you used that island, and then you're trying to complete this last mission. If you're not prepared for it, it can be a bit of a bear. But like I said, if you know what those objectives are, you can find guides or walkthroughs online. But if you have a very robust setup and you know what's coming, you can have all that set up from the previous mission, and when you step into the final mission, 90% of your objectives are complete. You can just pop through the last 10 and you'll be good to go. So a good way to get around what I think is probably the hardest achievement in the game. In terms of the most annoying achievement of the game, well, you had a little bit of a spoiler or teaser at the opening of this video. This is a single player game, guys. This is a game where you're meant to build a city, enjoy playing against the AI, meet the will of your citizens, and go on from there. And they shoehorned in a multiplayer mode, which by itself is fine. You want to put multiplayer in your game so you can say you did, fine. I won't argue with you. But when you make achievements tied to it, and you're not a AAA game, you're not a game that a lot of people are going to be playing, you're dooming anybody that wants to play this game to not being able to complete it. As you could see, there was nobody on the server there at that point. So if you're trying to get a multiplayer game in, good luck. You can't do it. I had a thread that I posted on some of my achievement guide sites that I follow, looking for people to team up with to do the multiplayer achievements. Never got a response. I was lucky enough to finally complete the multiplayer achievements. I think there are 6 of them. Basically by trolling the lobby, waiting for somebody to come in, and then spamming them with a game invite, hoping they'd come in, and then trying to steamroll the objectives as quickly as I could. Because if they quit, if the other player either loses, their country evicts them as the leader, or they quit, you get kicked out and you don't get to complete the mission and you won't get credit for it. So I can't understand what goes through the developers' heads when they do this. At bare minimum, if you're going to do this, if you're going to put multiplayer achievements in your game, put in an AI that I can play against. So you have multiplayer, and if I can't find a match against a human player, I can select an AI player, and I can play multiplayer against the AI, and I can get the achievements done and have that multiplayer, air quote there, experience. Please, at the bare minimum, don't put in a game with multiplayer achievements if no one's going to be playing your game multiplayer 2 months after it's released. So there are those 6 achievements. Those are the most annoying ones to get, because they really are going to take a lot of work for you at this point to try and get somebody online to play those games to the point that you can complete the objectives. You have to win the games in certain ways. You have to win one by economy, you have to win one by missions, you have to win one by some money. So, you can't do all 3 in one game. If you win by money, then you'll win, and it'll end the game and you'll have to go back and do it again. So if you have somebody to play with and to boost, you can boost through them super fast. You can do it really quickly and easily. But if you don't, it's going to be a huge pain in the butt. So good luck to you if you're picking that one up. If you're an achievement completionist, I will warn you, that is a big hurdle you will have to cross. So to wrap things up, as you can tell, my rant there, it tinges this game. It's pretty negative. If you're looking for achievements, if you care about achievements, this game is a bit of a bust, because you're really going to have to try and track people down, and good luck with that, to get your 1000 gamer score. I was able to do it, so I'm not going to give the game a 0, but it took about a week of tracking these people down, of just basically trolling a lobby to get it done. So the game for me, from an achievement review, it gets a 1 out of 10. It is absolutely brutal to have a single player game that you put multiplayer into, which is fine if you want to do it, but don't put multiplayer achievements in as well that require human players to play against. So hopefully you guys found this interesting or useful. If you did, please feel free to give a thumbs up, favorite the video, and as always, you can subscribe to Meat City Gaming for your future gaming content. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.
Our research team, that is